Welcome everybody to the next episode of Fortress Camelot. We are only one episode away from the final time-lapse episode, at least for this recording session, so to say, of Fortress Camelot. We are really close to moving on into another area of this park, which I have already chosen to be a very generic area. I guess it will be like really seriously very generic, a lot of concrete, so really getting a bit more into the modern kind of theme park area. It's not modern, but more like the Six Flags approach. Yeah, that's be the next step in Fortress Camelot. But for now, we are happy to build still in the Fortress Camelot area. And in today's episode, I'm going to finish off this building. We've had a big jump now in terms of building. You probably haven't seen much of the time-lapse of this building. In fact, you haven't seen anything of this build so far. Because, funny thing, I just need to explain that real quick because I was on a roll. I was playing the game like 5 hours in one go, I guess. And then all of a sudden, after the last episode, what you saw, basically the end of last episode, I made a break and I stopped recording. I grabbed myself something to eat, something to drink, and I came back and I just continued building. And it was like 2 hours later then I noticed I haven't recorded at all. And I was like, yep. That's a pity. And so I started to record again, but yeah, basically the building has been finished nearly already. But it's, you know, it's not that bad because I think you can still see it, and I'm going to show that off in a real-time overview at the end, even though I think you can already see enough of it. But yeah, I'm just going to talk a bit about what I'm doing right now in this episode before we read out another medieval fact again, as I said in the last 2 episodes already. So I'm going to dress up a bit of this coaster over here through the little yeah, kind of artificial mountain section, which is just a bit, yeah, just slightly themed, having a few lamps there, here and there, a bit like a mine looking. I guess that's what I need. Everything else is just too much, and you know, the coaster's really passing by at a high speed, so you don't really see that much. I just wanted to have a little bit in there to see at least a few details. As you can see, I'm just copying that over, making all these posts a bit more individual later on, just by deleting some of the items on it. But it's not that piece heavy, not that expensive, so to say. This is just something they made in the end. To make sure that also down here you have a little bit of theming, a little bit of immersion, putting some rocks here and there, but just about it. But yeah, the rest of this episode is really exciting because I'm going to dress up a lot of other things already in this episode. So if I'm not wrong, I'm even going already into making the bridge ready, and also getting into filling some gaps with all the foliage and stuff, which was a lot of fun, honestly, with all the new vintage stuff, with all the new flowers and so on. That was really a charm to get in and make this all nice looking, because one thing, I will do the whole thing a lot more broken in the end, and a lot more dark, and like really as if the Black Death has already changed the face of the little town. But in fact, one thing that isn't changed is like how flowers and stuff grow, and I wanted to still have that contrast, that you can have some colorful flowers and some really overgrown areas in the park, because yeah, the Black Death is mainly a problem for people and the buildings, because you know, they don't have the money, the time, or the health to actually maintain the buildings. So that's leading also into the fact that the gardens are overgrown and so on. So one thing I really liked about that is trying to show that. But yeah, since the last episode was already a kind of long commentary, at least for me today in my position, because I'm recording that all in one go, I'm going to read out the next fact, because I just want to leave you alone then with the music at the end of my little next fact I'm going to read out. You will see also how I'm going to dress up these little vending machines, which was a lot of fun, and I felt like that was a cool thing to do. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think in the comments down below, and if you should, you know, I was so happy by doing this. I was thinking if we should do this maybe as a little Rudi's props when I'm back, because you know, Rudi's props has been abandoned for a few months now simply because of time reasons. But it would be actually very cool if we can at least do something useful again. I feel like making some nice skins for these vending machines could be a cool thing to do. But anyways, let me know what again. I'm just I'm just putting an S on every word at the moment. I don't know why. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you think that's a great idea. And now let's jump to the next fact. And this one is a very nice one, because actually the reason why I'm going to record all this stuff so way ahead is because I'm going to be married, and the time I'm talking to you right now, I am already married for 2 weeks, I guess. Yeah, it should be 2 weeks. And so here's the fact: in the medieval times, you didn't have to get married in church. In fact, or you almost certainly didn't get married in church. Those who wanted their marriage solemnized, or I don't even know that word in German, would usually do so at the gate of the churchyard. But in any case, couples didn't need a church or a priest or the banns being read, or any other religious paraphernalia. Paraphernalia, that's the word. The church certainly wanted people to do these things, since around the 12th century it had started to argue that marriage was a formal sacrament. That is, that it involved God enacting a change within the world. But in practice and in law, people got married by declaring clearly that they wanted to marry each other. There had to be the consent, and ideally there should be witnesses in case either party later had a change of mind. Oh no, well, that's a good thing to have at least. But you could marry very simply. So it's fun actually, because it's also, you know, in Germany at the moment we would love to just marry in church, but the thing is, in Germany at least, there's a very formal thing you have to do, and I'm pretty much that in most countries there is something like that. So you have kind of a civil marriage, if that's even the nice translation I can give you, but you would need to go to a civil service. You've got like a 15-minute ceremony where you just like very formally agree that you're gonna get married. You're just gonna sign the contract or whatever that kind of piece of paper is. It's not really romantic or something, it's just very formal, and a lot of people just used to do it to get tax improvement and tax advantages, which I think it's like a completely wrong way to do it. Like, I think marriage should be really an act of love. If you love someone and you want to marry that one, you should really be able to do this just out of love reasons, and not because of getting tax improvements or whatsoever. So it's a pity, but that's the way it is. So it's really interesting to see that in the kind of religious medieval, at least that's the image we have from it, you don't really need to be in church or have any kind of related person from church with you to say that you're kind of married, which is crazy. But yeah, it's a nice fact, I guess. And this also defines the end of my commentary, and now I am wishing you all a lot of fun with the rest of this video, where we are already going to theme up the little carousel over here. So yeah, see you hopefully in the next one. Bye bye.
you.